Israr Ahmed was a prominent Pakistani Islamic theologian, philosopher, and an Islamic scholar followed particularly in South Asia as well as by the South Asian diaspora in the Middle East, Western Europe, and North America. He was the founder of the Tanzeem-e-Islami and an offshoot activist of the rightist Jamaat-e-Islami. Ahmed wrote and published 60 books on different aspects of Islam and religion, 9 of which were translated into English. Prior to that, he was a television personality and daily hosted a religious show on Peace TV. Early life and education. Israr Ahmed was born in Hisar, a province of East Punjab of British Indian Empire, on April 26, 1932. His father was a civil servant in British government and had his family settled from Hisar to Montgomery, now Sahiwal, Punjab province of Pakistan. After graduating from a local high school, Ahmed moved to Lahore to attend the King Edward Medical University in 1950. There, he received MBBS from King Edward Medical University in 1954 and began practicing the medicine. During his university studies, he worked briefly for Muslim Students' Federation and was Nazim-e-Allah of the Islami Jamiat-e-Tawba. In 1950, he joined the Jamaat-e-Islami led by Abul Ala Maududi, but left the party when the latter opted for electoral politics in 1957. Ahmed resigned from the Jamaat-e-Islami in April 1957 because of its involvement in the national politics, which he believed was irreconcilable with the revolutionary methodology adopted by the Jamaat in the pre-1947 period. His interest in Islam and philosophy grew further and subsequently moved to Karachi, Sindh province in 1960s where he enrolled in the Karachi University. After submitting his thesis in 1965, he earned MSc in Islamic Studies from Karachi University. Work Religious teachings Ahmed studied Islamic philosophy and recited the Quran while a student at Karachi University. At the university, he briefly lectured in philosophy and lectured in Quranic as well as Islamic traditions in different universities of Pakistan. In 1965, he sometime affiliated with a religious society but alleviated himself due to methodological differences. He maintained a visiting lectureship position in Karachi University to lecture in philosophy, later moving to the Punjab University during the last years of his life. Literature and philosophy In 1967, Ahmed wrote and published the important philosophy book, The Islamic Renaissance, The Real Task Ahead, in which he briefly explained the abstract idea of the caliphate system. He vehemently maintained that only by revitalizing concept and importance of faith among the Muslims in general and intelligentsia in particular. His solution was to teach Quran in contemporary idiom backed by the highest level of scholarship. Commenting on scientific aspects, Ahmed wrote that this undertaking would remove the existing dichotomy between modern physical and social sciences on the one hand, and Islamic revealed knowledge on the other. In 1971 Ahmed gave up his medical practice to devote himself fully to the Islamic revival. In 1972, he established the Markazi-e-Anjuman Khaddam al-Quran Lahore. Tanzeem-e-Islami was founded in 1975, and Tahrik-e-Khilafat Pakistan was launched in 1991. He criticized modern democracy and the prevalent electoral system and argued that the head of an Islamic state could reject the majority decisions of an elected assembly. Although he did not like to receive it personally, Ahmed was awarded Satara-i-Imtiaz in 1981. He has to his credit over 60 books in Urdu on topics related to Islam and Pakistan, 9 of which have been translated into English and other languages. His television lectures generally focused on the revitalization of the Islamic faith through studies of the Quran. Since early 2000s he started appearing on Peace TV and lectured on Quran and Islam. Health Ahmed relinquished the leadership of Tanzeem-e-Islami in October 2002 on grounds of bad health and Hafiz Akif Saeed is the present emir of the Tanzeem to whom all Rufakai of Tanzeem renewed their pledge of bay'ah. Influences Supporters describe his vision of Islam as having been synthesized from the diverse sources. He has also acknowledged the deep influence of Shah Waliullah Dehlavi, the 18th-century Indian Islamic leader, anti-colonial activist, jurist, and scholar. Ahmed followed the thinking of Maulana Hamiduddin Farahi and Maulana Amin Arzan Islahi, concerning what his followers believe is the internal coherence of and the principles of deep reflection in the Quran. Furthermore, Ahmed followed Maulana Abul Kalam Azad and Maulana Sayyid Abul Ala Maududi in regards to what he believes is the dynamic and revolutionary conception of Islam. In the context of Quranic exegesis and understanding, Ahmed was a firm traditionalist of the genre of Maulana Mahmud Hassan Deobandi and Allama Shibir Ahmed Usmani. Yet he presented Quranic teachings in a scientific and enlightened way. Ahmed believed in what he called Islamic revolutionary thought, which consists of the idea that Islam the teachings of the Quran and the Sunnah must be implemented in the social, cultural, juristic, political, and economic spheres of life. In this he is said to follow Muhammad Rafaiuddin and Muhammad Iqbal. The first attempt towards the actualization of this concept was reportedly made by Maulana Abul Kalam Azad through his short-lived party, the Hizbullah. Another attempt was made by Maulana Sayyid Abul Ala Maududi through his Jamaat-e-Islami party. Although the Jamaat-e-Islami has reached some influence, Ahmed resigned from the party in 1956 when it entered the electoral process and believed that such an involvement led to degeneration from a pure Islamic revolutionary party to a mere political one. Tanzeem-e-Islami, originally a member of Jamaat-e-Islami, Ahmed became disappointed with its electoral activity, significant policy matters, and what he saw as the lack of effort to create an Islamic renaissance through the revolutionary process. He and some other individuals resigned from JA and in 1956 founded the nucleus of Tanzeem-e-Islami, an attempt to create a disciplined organization. A resolution was passed which subsequently became the mission statement of Tanzeem-e-Islami. Along with his work to revive the Quran-centered Islamic perennial philosophy and worldview, Ahmed aimed with his party to reform the society in a practical way with the ultimate objective of establishing a true Islamic state, or the system of Khilafah. Caliphate according to the Tanzeem-e-Islami website, Ahmed and the party believe the spiritual and intellectual center of the Muslim world has shifted from the Arab world to the region of Khorasan, and conditions are much more congenial for the establishment of Khilafah in Pakistan than in other Muslim countries. Hizb ut-Tahrir according to Tanzeem-e-Islami's FAQ. While both Hizb ut-Tahrir and Tanzeem-e-Islami share belief in reviving the caliphate as a means of implementing Islam in all spheres of life, Tanzeem-e-Islami does not believe in involvement in electoral politics, armed struggle, coup d'état, copyright to establish a caliphate, and has no set plan of detailed workings for the future caliphate. Tanzeem-e-Islami emphasizes that Iman among Muslims must be revived in a significant portion of the Muslim society before there can be an Islamic revival. Abul Ala Maududi While Ahmed considers himself a product of the teachings of comprehensive and holistic concept of the Islamic obligations of Abul Ala Maududi, he opposes Jamaat-e-Islami's plunge into the arena of power politics, which he considered to have been disastrous. Danger of foreign powers. In response to the state of emergency in 2007, Ahmed called for lifting the emergency, reinstatement of Supreme Court justices, and withdrawal of all actions taken in pursuance of the proclamation of emergency and the PCO law, besides resignation of President Pervez Musharraf. In a television press conference, Ahmed called for resignation of Pervez Musharraf from both President and Chief of Army Staff. Ahmed appealed President General Musharraf to lift the state emergency and step down for nation's greatest interests. At the television news channels, Ahmed also predicted and warned the nation that if the situation worsens, the NATO forces are waiting on the Western Front to move into Pakistan and may deprive the country of its nuclear assets, while on the Eastern Front, India is ready to stage an action replay of 1971 events and has alerted its armed forces to intervene and to check threats to peace in the region. Criticism and controversy. In 2006, Canada's National Post newspapers quoted Ahmed saying, "Islam's renaissance will begin in Pakistan. Because the Arab world is living under subjugation. Only the Pakistan region has the potential for standing up against the nefarious designs of the global power brokers and to resist the rising tides of the Jewish Zionist hegemony." Asia Times reports that in September 1995, Ahmed told the annual convention of the Islamic Society of North America that The process of the revival of Islam in different parts of the world is real. A final showdown between the Muslim world and the non-Muslim world, which has been captured by the Jews, would soon take place. The Gulf War was just a rehearsal for the coming conflict. He appealed to the Muslims of the world, including those in the U.S., to prepare themselves for the coming conflict. Death and funeral. Ahmed died of a cardiac arrest at his home in Lahore on the morning of April 14, 2010 between 3:00 and 3:30 a.m. According to his son, his health deteriorated at around 1:30 a.m. with pain in the back. He was a long-time heart patient. His funeral was held after the Ars prayers at Central Model Town Park in the city of Lahore. Tribute was paid to Israr Ahmed by Ibtizam-ul Hizaya of Jamaat-e-Islami, Rafi Usmani of Darul Uloom Karachi, and Hussein Ahmed of Jamaat-e-Islami. See also, Contemporary Islamic Philosophy, Islamism. References, http, tanzeem.org/. Demand. External links, official website of Quran Academy, tanzeem.org. Latest short videos, What is the Real Blessing of Allah by Drive Israr Ahmed.